indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have we all had a chance to look at the minutes? And do we have any corrections or changes or additions to the minutes of our last meeting?
None for me.
I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Was Ms. Probst and Mr. Watson. Thank you.
All those in favor, vote by signifying by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And we will let the record know that Mr. Vogel just arrived at 7:02. Thank you.
You don't have to send the pledge, it's okay.
I said it on the way here.
Did you? Good. All right. We're fine.
I prayed too.
You gotta be a little careful on that one. Request for public hearings, none. So we'll move right into the chairman's report, who has none. How about the planning director?
The only reminders I would like to make to the Planning Commission is that your next meeting on September 26th will be a joint meeting with the City Council. That will be a work session to discuss accessory dwelling units. And Councilman Schaefer is here this evening. He will be leading that discussion on the 26th. We do have a case, which is a subdivision for the L. Clifford property on Highway 67, where the future location of the Tractor Supply Company is looking to build. As a result, we'll start the meeting at 6:30 p.m. for that meeting, and we'll give you plenty of reminders, so to make sure that we can have the public hearing half an hour. It probably will just take about 30 minutes for that public hearing. Yes. And then secondly, on the meeting schedule, October 10th will be your first meeting in October. We do have a case that was submitted earlier this week. It is the Teller County Waste Conditional Use Permit, Special Use Permit, and Site Plan. So that is currently under review, and we'll have a staff report ready for you for that hearing on October 10th.
I'll be prepared, huh?
Should we come to 6:30 for that as well?
No, I think
Okay.
7 o'clock will be fine.
Okay, very good. Anything else?
Nothing more.
I think then at this point in time, we're gonna go to a work session.
Mr. Chair,
Oh,
could I introduce an item, please?
Sure.
Before we go to work session. I wanted to bring this to the attention of the commission, and also to ask for staff's help in evaluating the applicability of this proposed HUD regulation to Teller County and specifically the city of Little Park. And if I may, just for the record, I'm going to give staff the article, but if I may, just take about 2 minutes to just to give you the gist of it. In July, HUD published its long-awaited proposal on affirmatively furthering fair housing in the Federal Register. It's a sweeping set of land use regulations that has attracted little national attention. The agency wants the power to dismantle local zoning so communities have what it considers the right mix of economic, racial, and ethnic diversity. A finding of discriminatory behavior, discriminatory behavior or allegations of discrimination would no longer be necessary. HUD will supply nationally uniform data of what it thinks 1,200 communities should look like. And the article goes on to describe the difficulty that Westchester County, New York has had in satisfying HUD with respect to the so-called national goals. And I don't have a clue whether this affects Teller County or the city of Little specifically HUD, to override, local zoning in order to accomplish their goals and objectives.
Is that something different than what some of the standards they wanted to change for exclusion and inclusion as far as subdivisions being, they meet the criteria of how many of the mix of the subdivision? Do you recall them passing that? I mean, that was, I don't know if that was an executive order or what that was, where it's always been, and you
No.
can't exclude certain things, but it will be mandatory to include them.
There's a zoning program or regulation if communities are interested to legislate inclusionary zoning, is what it's called, and that is to designate a certain percentage of new development for various income levels. But that's the choice of a community. It is not a mandate
Okay,
by
good.
the state or by the federal government. And I just remind everyone that we are a home rule city. The state statutes allow for cities to chart their own path through their charter and codes, and so I doubt that what you're talking about would have any effect on Woodland Park in the future.
Does Teller County, is Teller County the recipient of any HUD money or any entity within
I'm not aware that
within
there's,
Teller County?
that either the city of Woodland Park or Teller County receive any HUD dollars.
Well, we may have dodged a bullet.
I didn't know we had a bullet.
It's
Two
a big
dodge.
bullet.
Isn't that true?
But if I may, I'd like to give you this and
Sure.
have you peruse it. And if you might be kind enough to give us your opinion at some point in time.
Tom, are they gonna select 1,200 communities as models for this? Is that what that 1,200 was about?
Just, the article just mentions 1,200 communities.
Okay.
And I would gather that it might be done by size. So certainly it doesn't come down to 7,000.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
it
think
goes
so.
down to 100,000, whatever the. I was gonna look up the census and see what the cutoff was for the largest 1,200 communities, but it didn't do it.
And this is a HUD ruling
It's
Right.
a HUD proposal.
proposal.
It's been published in the Federal Register for comment, obviously.
For zoning changes.
To ensure that any county or community that gets HUD money, that their zoning regulations are not discriminatory with respect to ethnicity, race, economic, et cetera, to create what in their vision would be a diverse neighborhood or a diverse community.
The city's not receiving any HUD money. And the only thing I know is Kuiper's project, but that's income, that's tax credit.
It's tax credit
That's not HUD.
program through CHAFA, the Colorado Housing
Right.
Finance Association.
And as I think the proposal in the Federal Register is just that, a proposal. It is a long way from regulation
I
and
don't-
implementation.
I don't know all of the ins and outs and the timelines of what gets published in the Federal Register and how it ultimately becomes law, or just a
regulation.
Yeah, just a reg. But the same thing could probably be accomplished just by executive order.
Perhaps you could keep us apprised of what's going on with that.
I will,
That'd be a good
with the
thing.
assistance of our capable
Sure.
staff. I think
Wonderful.
Lisa's kind of anxious to jump on this, see what it's all about.
Running out of things to do, Lisa? Didn't think so.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? Any other comments by anybody? Shall we adjourn and move to the work session? That sound like a good idea? Who would like to propose that?
Motion to
Mari?
adjourn.
Proposes that? Second? We're adjourned.
I see you've got the one concrete slab down, it's dark brown now.